Oh, charm, you have stolen our hearts. You have made us believe in love again. You are so worth the trouble. That's right, we're talking about Let's Play by Mongrel Marie on WEBTOON. Before we start, if you're new around here, hi, I'm Jo Rochelle, host of the Girl Wonder podcast, where we discuss our favorite webtoons. Hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Okay, there are a ton of wonderful moments that have kept the charm ship afloat, but I've narrowed them down to my top 5. Let me know in the comments if any of these made your list. Number 5, a moment of honesty. This moment comes from episode 34 when Charles and Sam are out for lunch at a fancy restaurant. I feel like this is Charles and Sam's first true heart-to-heart. They're able to talk to each other honestly about difficult things, like when Sam asks why he's been so hard on her. Charles is super blunt in his response when he says that he initially thought she was weak. He was resentful of her. But then he completely changed his mind once he actually got to know her. And Charles isn't the only honest one here. I love that after all of that, she felt comfortable enough to tell Charles that she doesn't actually want to be the next CEO. She tells him that she wants to be an indie game developer, and it delights Charles. He delights in her dream. If the charm ship is ever going to sail, starting from a place of honesty is a pretty good start. Number 4, the undressing. This moment comes from episodes 38 to 40 when Sam is very intensely looking at Charles's fencing wound. I love this moment. First of all, it's pretty hilarious, and it shows that Sam cares about his well-being, and Charles definitely noticed that. Also, Charles's hair is down, so extra points for that. This didn't make it as one of the moments, but an honorable mention goes to the time when Charles takes care of Sam's hand. He stands up to her brother. He wipes her tears. I see this as a strong parallel to Sam inspecting his fencing wound. They care about each other. A lot. Number 3, an exercise in self-esteem. Okay, power pose and tell me one thing you like about yourself. That's what Charles makes Sam do every morning at work. In episode 84, Charles can tell that Sam's confidence is at an all-time low. Link just told her in episode 82 that he doesn't find her attractive. To be fair to Link, his exact words were, "I think you are so incredibly sweet, Sam. I adore you and our friendship. And even though you and our relationship means so much to me, I don't find you attractive." But Sam only heard the last part. For someone who struggles with her body image, the last part is the part that she replays in her head over and over and over again. She looks in the mirror and only sees a child. So when she's at work, Sam responds with, "All anyone would see is a girl trying to play dress up. So please don't lie to me about being attractive." And that's when their morning self-esteem exercise was born. This was a serious, huge, massive, intense turning point for the charm ship. If you listen to the podcast, you'll know that my husband Josh never used to ship charm. He legit sounded like Sam's dad or Sam's brother, all overprotective and worried about Charles manipulating her. But Charles convincing Sam to believe in herself and love herself, well, that made Josh hop right onto the ship. Number 2, their first date. In episode 101, Sam and Charles go out to a casual dinner, which I am calling a date. It's a date. That was a date. They had a good date. I love this entire evening. It's such a wonderful charm moment. He tells her how much he loved playing her game roommate. She asks him to stop calling her Miss Young and start calling her Samara. And this just reminds me of their time at the fancy restaurant. So much honesty here, even about the uncomfortable topics. I mean, he asks her if it's true that she hates her body. They talk about Sam's body image. This moment guaranteed that they have some real, solid relationship potential. There is maturity here. An honorable mention goes to the moment when Charles stayed up all night thinking about that date with Sam. I gasped, then I screamed, because for the first time ever, I could tell that Charles 100% has romantic feelings for Sam, no matter how hard he tries to lock them up. Number 1. Without a doubt, this had to be my top moment. Sam and Charles kiss, but everything leading up to it is awesome too. For that morning exercise where Sam says what she loves about herself, she says she loves that Charles is in her life. I feel like that made me blush just now. This is monumental because it's the first time where Sam didn't get angry or upset or try to avoid having to do the self-care exercise. She was so eager to find a way to compliment Charles. He kissed her hand with some hungry eyes, the pulling of his tie. That is what I'd like to call growth. That is some character growth. This is the same woman who couldn't handle Charles in her personal space. Now she's yanking the man toward her. She's telling him not to tease her. She's telling him to finish what he started. Yeah, this is definitely my number 1 moment in Let's Play so far. So those were my top 5. What were yours? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you read webtoons all the time and you find yourself still craving more content, then you will enjoy the Girl Wonder podcast where we discuss webtoons every Tuesday. If you enjoyed this episode, consider joining my Patreon at patreon.com/girlwonder. You can find the link in the description box of this YouTube video. Join us, we would love to have you.